are now listening. You are now listening to the Backseat Wrestler Podcast.
Look at Randy Orton slithering. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Hosted by Eric and Elvis.
It's LA Knight's game. Yeah.
Wrestlemania, where superstars become immortal, where legends become immortal as well,
and where superstars
become legends.
Yeah, you can. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what else to freaking intro.
That sounds like those WrestleMania. Yeah, the intros.
Yeah,
with like that deep voice and stuff.
Just imagine that voice, but
and they show all the history of it.
Yeah. Welcome to the number one wrestling podcast in the world, the Backseat Wrestler Podcast. We are back, better than ever, ready to bring you an episode in which we count down the top 10, our top 10, personal favorite WrestleMania matches of all time.
Yep.
We kind of made our separate list, but then
too similar.
It was too similar, so we decided to make a joint list and then make some
honorable mentions.
Some honorable mentions of our own. Anyway. But yeah, again, this is Eric. This is Elvis.
Yeah.
This list was actually not that hard to make for me.
Don't hate our list though. We're probably gonna have matches missing. We definitely will.
Yeah, we definitely will.
For specific reasons.
Yeah. Chris Benoit.
Honorable mentions, right? Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
I'm putting that match honorable mentions.
Yeah, go ahead.
WrestleMania 2020 main event.
Yeah.
All right, I'll say whatever. Don't cancel us. Chris Benoit versus Triple H versus Shawn.
That was nice.
Absolute banger. Chris Benoit taps out Triple H in the end.
Yeah.
And he celebrates his first ever world title win with an emotional Eddie Guerrero who comes in the ring after he won his title or defended it, I believe.
Yep, he defended it.
And they hugged each other. That was crazy. Obviously, it's deleted on Peacock, but you can watch it on YouTube.
I don't think it's deleted on Peacock. You can go back and watch it.
The main event, I don't think they have
you can watch
event,
it.
Do they?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
Oh, there you go. I could have sworn I didn't find it. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Anyways.
And again, don't cancel us.
Don't cancel us. Benoit, screw Benoit.
Yeah.
Hell of a fucking match.
Yeah.
You watch it again if you don't believe us.
For sure.
That literally could have been top 5, but just because of the situation, we left it out. But honorable mentions anyway.
No, go with the rest of your honorable mentions then.
Let's see. Edge versus Mick Foley, WrestleMania 22.
That was a good one.
Fire.
That was good.
Hardcore match.
Literally fire.
Yeah, literally fire. Hardcore match was brutal. It happened because Edge blamed him for costing the WWE Championship in a match versus Cena where Mick Foley was special guest.
Yeah.
That built up the feud where Mick Foley was basically retired, but he was also on like a slump.
Yeah.
That built him right back up to a hardcore match. Edge spears Foley through the flaming table, pins him for the win. It was the final WrestleMania match for Mick Foley, obviously hardcore legend.
Yeah, hardcore legend.
That was a big moment.
For sure.
I'm trying to think what else we got up here. There was so many.
I'll give you a couple of mine.
Yeah, give you a couple of minutes.
So of course I had Cena versus Shawn at WrestleMania 23. Cena ended up picking up the one with the STF. I thought that match was
a
great.
hell of a match too.
It was a great showcase of John Cena putting all the haters to rest, saying that he can't wrestle.
Yeah.
When he actually wants to wrestle, he can.
Yeah.
Just look at his U.S. title run. That was fire.
Yeah.
And look at this. Just watch this match. You'll see. I mean, obviously Shawn carried, but it takes two to tango, and Cena looked really good in this.
What about another? This one more really recent, but also very underrated.
What?
Probably not in the top 15, but it's still a great match. That Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew.
Oh, that match was
freaking brutal, and a lot of people even had it in like their top 15s.
Yeah, no, I would say that's great. That's a top 20.
That was great.
That's definitely a top.
That's
20.
more recent though, but just throw it out.
All right. So another one of my well, I have two honorable mentions. These are more so nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
They're not. I'm not sure if they'll be in anybody's top 20, but they're definitely nostalgic for me. One of them being the WrestleMania 25 Money in the Bank ladder match.
Oh yes.
That had CM Punk, Sheldon Benjamin, Kofi Kingston, MVP, Kane, Christian, Mark Henry, and Finley.
Yes.
And a special appearance from Hornswoggle.
Yeah. That was awesome. I remember that.
That match was good. It was Hornswoggle hitting a tag pole splash off of Mark Henry onto the outside, and to everybody. It was hilarious. Sheldon Benjamin's jump from the ladder to the outside where he almost landed on his freaking head. Christian Cage hitting the kill switch to Punk off of the ladder.
Wait, was that the one with Mr. Kennedy in it?
No,
he wasn't in that one. Okay.
No, I think he was the one prior or 23. He was already 23.
Anyways, when they were doing Money in the Banks during WrestleMania, they were fire.
They were.
They were always the best
Yeah.
matches.
But Punk ended up picking up the win in this one.
That was really put him on the map too.
Yeah, put him on the map as a headliner, as a main eventer.
Yeah.
It really started off him being a main event superstar in WWE. That's why it's in my
The Fire Burns
nostalgic.
music.
They need to bring that back. It was so nice.
What else can I think of? This is kind of nostalgic too. It was a good match, but it's the Ric Flair's last match, Shawn,
that's a sad
where he
match.
retired him, WrestleMania 24, I believe.
Yeah.
Very sad match. Yeah, Ric Flair remember Shawn at the end says, "I love you," and
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Then he super kicks him and pins him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ric Flair's family, Charlotte in the ringside.
And then Ric Flair retires and he never wrestles again because everything outside of WWE does
Never
not
wrestles
matter.
in WWE. That was
No.
a WWE retirement.
Yeah, yeah.
Because obviously TNA.
Yeah.
Remember the TNA run with freaking what the hell's his name?
Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal, yeah.
Yeah, funny.
Different topic, but
All
that was good.
right, one more for me was the John Cena versus Randy Orton versus Triple H triple threat at WrestleMania 24 for the WWE Championship. This was just nostalgia for me because I was a child watching this, and these
Yeah,
were my
of
three
course.
favorite superstars that I would always pretend to be.
course.
Of course, with Cena. Actually, no, Randy Orton picked up the win. He punt kicked Triple H and then he pinned Cena because Triple H just hit Cena with a pedigree, if I'm not mistaken. And Randy Orton ended up retaining his title.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a match. I hated Randy Orton at that time because I was a kid.
Nobody liked him
Yeah.
at that time, but he was obviously the legend killer.
Exactly.
Best Randy Orton of all time, the legend killer.
It was, yeah. But
Even the Undertaker match he had at WrestleMania was fire too.
that was.
Probably one more, and then we can actually get into the list.
Yeah, go for it.
Dang, who the hell did I just have in my mind? Oh, the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels 60-minute Iron Man match. That was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Not in the,
Slow
probably not
parts.
15.
Yeah.
But like just because of the Mr. WrestleMania, that was like his first big thing.
Yeah.
And then Bret Hart obviously
first-
was the man at the
First
time.
world title win.
That
Yeah,
was great. Yeah,
it was
first
great.
world Shawn Michaels' first world title win, which
Yeah.
he earned that Mr. WrestleMania title.
Yeah. No, for sure. I know what you
That
mean.
was great.
That was,
That was
That was
awesome.
really good.
60-minute Iron Man match. But anyways,
wait, one more.
we had so many.
Sorry, one
There's
more.
so many. I can think of 20 more, but obviously I'm not gonna get into it. But
Butterbean versus Bart Gunn
Oh my
brawl for
God.
WrestleMania 15.
when he knocked him the fuck off. Why?
Yo, no, I'm playing. That's like one
Would
of
love
the
to
worst.
see that again. Baron Corbin
Hell
will win
no.
that.
It's the worst WrestleMania match.
No, Baron Corbin will win that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about brawl for.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's my honorable mention.
Anyway,
Just because it was funny. Anyways, let's get into our top 10 list, though, our actual
Yeah.
top 10 list. Yeah, you want to start it off?
you started off.
I started off.
Cena versus Rock.
Yeah, Cena versus Rock, WrestleMania 28. This match was, of course,
Was it? Yeah, 28. Yep.
Yeah,
the first
WrestleMania
one.
28.
Cena versus Rock won.
yeah, one. We didn't.
Number two was
whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, number one, and obviously, like this match isn't like a freaking all-out banger where like it's like high-flying moves and
More
crazy
so
spots.
the storyline.
Yeah, more so the story, the impact that it had, and like the nostalgia, I guess. This match was actually not bad though. It was a good
I mean,
match.
We remember
Really
how
good
it
match.
built up anyway. Remember Rock was guest host WrestleMania 27.
Yep.
And then it was Miz versus Cena for the title. And
Terrible.
Miz's first win.
Yeah.
But obviously it was with the help of The Rock. Remember that he rock bottom Cena?
Yep.
And Miz picked
And
up
then
the
Miz just
victory.
pinned him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it
Miz's
started
first
off,
world title and give up to the Miz,
Yeah.
but
and then it started off like a year-long
holy,
build
Yeah.
where like
Funny
The Rock was
promos.
just calling him fruity pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, so funny.
And then Cena called him out for having notes on his arm.
oh yeah,
on his
on
wrist.
on his hand.
That was
yeah,
he threw him under the bus with that one.
that was crazy.
Because I never expected The Rock to have notes. That dude's great at promos. He probably
Yeah.
it was been a long time.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. I still remember that. Apparently, there was real heat between them because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually saw a story the other day about that, but like he didn't really appreciate it. But over time, obviously, he said it was great for the rivalry. So
Yeah,
it
exactly.
worked. At the time, it was best for him. But
yeah. But anyways, the Rock actually ended up winning the first one.
yep.
Took
The
the
title
Rock
from
bottom.
Cena on the ramp sitting down.
Yeah.
That picture of him with the fireworks going off.
Yeah,
That's like a great nostalgic.
yeah.
Which
Now
also
that's a
set up-
meme.
Yeah, and it set up a whole nother year-long feud. Obviously, The Rock had other matches between CM Punk and stuff, but
We should never have won against CM Punk. But that's another thing.
that's another story again. Yeah.
And it might be repeating itself this year.
Yeah. Yes.
It might be repeating
Same
itself this year.
situation, kind of.
Yeah, with The Rock versus Roman now
Roman,
instead
yeah.
of Cody. But anyways, yeah, it was still very nostalgic, really great match. I think it definitely deserves to be in the top 10.
Okay.
If you haven't watched it, then you're living under a rock.
Yeah.
Everybody's watched that match, but you should definitely go ahead and watch it. You can go ahead with number 9.
Yeah. So number 9, it was a great match, but it was more so of the impact. the WrestleMania 32 triple threat match between Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks for the Women's Championship.
Yeah.
First of all, the match stole the show on the card.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that WrestleMania like plagued with injuries? And that's why
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it was. That
was also that McMahon versus Undertaker freaking
oh my god,
Hell in a Cell. That was actually a pretty good match.
Yeah, I remember.
But anyways, this match stole the show, and this is the match that really elevated the women's division to what it is today.
Yeah,
like the match had so much action, left people wanting more. Actually,
yeah, it was what it was.
Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch,
Becky, and Charlotte.
Yeah. Charlotte submitted Becky in the end with the figure 8 to win the championship.
First of many.
It was her.
Yeah,
it was her. Wasn't that her first? I can't remember, but it was. So. It was a huge moment for her and for the whole women's division. Because before that, WrestleMania 30 was. Remember, it was like Sasha Banks and all of them doing the entrance for Triple H. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And then WrestleMania 31, they still weren't. It was still just like
divas
developing. And stuff.
Yeah.
This was the women's era, and then that's what started the women's era.
Yeah.
Revolution, you can call it. To now, obviously, the women are main event in WrestleMania at this point.
Yeah,
and the women's division is on fire.
No, it was a great.
This is what did it. That's why I had to conclude it.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a really good match.
It was a great match. It was probably a top 20 WrestleMania match, but in terms of the impact, I feel like you had to put it in.
Yeah, no, you definitely do. But yeah, that was your number.
It stole the show too.
It did. It definitely did. All right, I'm just trying to find my notes here. Let's see. For number
8. I was about to say 7.
What the heck is it? There it is. Okay. Our number 8, Eddie Guerrero, R.I.P. to a legend, versus Kurt Angle at the
Perk Angle,
for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 20. No, his best run was in TNA. Let's just say that.
His best WWE run.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. So Kurt. I think this was after Kurt already had a lot of his accolades in certain of
his best run was before that. Okay,
yeah. So this match was just fantastic back and forth. It was classic Eddie, classic Kurt with all the suplexes. It was a very technical fight in the beginning, and then just started popping.
I mean, they are great technical wrestlers. But you know,
Eddie
was Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, Eddie
Guerrero was always underrated since WCW when he had the mullet
for sure. But yeah, Kurt. Some of like the major spots that happened was Kurt hitting the belly off the top rope. That was crazy. Kurt kicking out of a frog splash at literally 2.99999. Like so freaking close. So freaking.
And that's
close.
what those are the best. Those really close counts. Roman's had a lot of them in this reign.
Yeah, but Eddie ended up picking up the win, and he did it in the most Eddie way possible. So Kurt kept on getting the ankle lock on him.
Yeah.
So he started to remove his boot. Like I think he kicked Kurt out of the ring and he started like removing his boat so that way like he can like relieve the swelling, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like Kurt gets up and he looks at Eddie and Eddie goes, "Oh shit!" and he tries to like crawl away. Kurt runs back into the ring, puts an ankle lock on him.
Take off his straps.
Yeah, I think at that point he already had it off. Like he hasn't. He's just screaming, "Yo, that's iconic too." When Kurt puts it in, he just starts screaming.
The mouthpiece and then
but he has it on, and then Eddie kicks him off, and like the freaking. The boot comes off. Yep. Kurt's like, "What the fuck?" And then Eddie just rolls him up and like holds on to the rope, and he does a roll up pin for the win.
That's the epitome of the lie, cheat, and steal. He stole the victory right there.
Stole a victory.
Hell of a match. Hell of a story.
It was a great match. I love this match. It was
Kurt Angle's one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. I don't care. Even though he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. This dude had bangers in his prime.
Yeah, I would have to go back and like do a list of like my top 10 favorite wrestlers all time, but I would be.
I used to be actually a big Kurt fan. I had the Kurt figure.
Yeah,
with the gold medal.
Yeah, we used to act like Kurt Angle when he was wrestling.
I actually had a gold medal too and everything.
Yeah,
and this kid would act like The Rock or something.
It was either The Rock, Triple H.
Yeah. I used to impersonate Sean.
Yeah, and I used to be Triple H.
Kurt Angle. I liked heels too. I really liked heels. I don't know why. I like the heels always.
The heels were always more fun.
They were more fun, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, if you want to do story time, you can talk about the time that you broke your legs.
We'll say that for another time.
Yeah. We talk about it at the end. How about that? Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that at the end. But yeah, you want to talk about number 7?
So number 7 is another one that the match was great, but probably not. Maybe it was a really good match, but it was more of the story too.
Yeah.
With the WrestleMania 30 main event, obviously the triple threat between Batista, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton for the WWE and World Heavyweight titles. This was at the height of the Yes movement where the Authority were trying to bury freaking Daniel Bryan
or Bryan Danielson.
He was obviously a huge underdog during that time.
It was a good match.
They even made it was Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. Remember earlier in the night?
Yeah.
And if Daniel Bryan won, he would get into that triple threat match.
Yeah.
Which he ended up even getting hurt during the Triple H match.
Yeah.
So once it was time for the main event, he was all taped up and everything. But that match was golden though.
He made a Blue Batista tap out.
Yeah. Crazy spots. Remember Batista's hitting the Batista bomb on Daniel Bryan through the table while Randy Orton RKO's him at the same time.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like the end was crazy. I remember Batista. I think he hit the Batista bomb on Randy Orton. Randy Orton rolls out the ring. Once he turns around, he gets kneed in the face, the running knee, and then
he got the lock place.
Yes, lock, and obviously he tapped out.
Yeah,
huge ovation. Remember holding both titles with the confetti.
Yeah, it was a good WrestleMania.
This was one of the best underdog stories in WWE history too.
Yeah,
nobody ever expected Daniel Bryan to be main event in WrestleMania, winning titles like that.
No, you're right. I mean, I feel like there's definitely better wrestling matches that
are
not in the top 10, but in terms of like
the impacts and like
that's a huge
that yes movement during that time. Remember?
Well, yeah. Well, this match basically just showed that wrestling fans can alter the endings because it was supposed to be Batista winning in general,
and it also showed because before that it was always like the big guys that was always winning the big titles and stuff, and it showed this the huge underdog Daniel Bryan, who also did that while helping take down the Authority. Yeah, remember the Authority were controlling everything.
Yeah, no, it was good, fire. It was a good feel-good WrestleMania moment.
Feel good. That's what I was. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess we can get into our number 7. All right, 6. Yep. 6. Okay, so let's get into our number 6. Of course, number 6, we both had the WrestleMania 17 TLC match between Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Hardy Boys for the tag titles. I think at this point, Dudley Boys were the tag team champions. And this one, because they already had some freaking TLC matches before.
Fine. This was this was either I think this was the second one ever.
Second or third. But this one was like way better.
The big one.
Also, there was a lot more personal stuff behind it because they all attacked each other as like people. So like I think they took out Rhino, they took out Lita, and they took out Spike Dudley. Like leading up to this. Yeah. And they still
they're in the match too, man. Yeah.
But they still ended up all like showing up. This match was just everything you can ever want in a TLC match and then some. It was freaking insane.
This is what caused me to do a lot of dumb shit with you.
Yeah, when we were younger.
This is one of those matches.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry. But yeah, of course, we had a bunch of spots in this match that just elevates it to freaking number 6 on our list, including Bubba powerbombing Jeff onto Edge through a table, Spike Dudley hitting a running powerbomb onto a table outside the ring on Christian. Oh my God, I'm just reading all these.
So much.
Damn. Rhino hitting a gourd through a table on Matt Hardy. Leading getting involved, but then getting hit with a 3D by the Dudley Boys.
This was so fire.
Jeff hitting a swanton bomb off the ladder onto Rhino and Spike Dudley on the outside through tables. Yeah. Freaking insane. Edge spearing Jeff off of a ladder as Jeff held onto the titles in midair.
20 feet in the air.
Freaking scene.
That's one of, they always show that when they're doing like one of those like commercials or cut scenes or anything. That's always in the highlight.
That was always in the highlight when we were younger, and it would be like, do not try this at home.
And if you want me to say it, we tried it.
Yeah, multiple times. But we'll talk about it right after this. We had Bubba Ray and Matt going through 4 tables as after being pushed off the ladder by Rhino, which was insane as well. After that happened, I think the way it happened was Rhino helped Christian get up the ladder, and Christian ended up grabbing the titles and handed it to to Edge, and Edge and Christian ended up picking up the win. I think Edge and Christian won every single TLC they were in, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think they did. So.
I think they did.
This was WrestleMania 17 was like what 2001, I believe.
Think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they already had WrestleMania 2000. They already had that one. And that one was a really.
But this is the one that put it on the map.
Yeah, this one. This
was obviously a top 10 match, and this was freaking awesome.
Yeah,
and this caused us to do a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah, a lot of dumb shit. They got us injured.
I mean, because like I think I watched it live, but I was too young to kind of remember. But yeah, we had all the wrestling DVDs when we were younger. Yeah, all of them. I was still a toddler.
Yeah, so that's how we got one to watch
wrestling in our room. Remember? I'll tell the story real quick.
Story time. All right, wait. All right, so. Here's story time on how Elvis...
It's good to mention it right here, yeah.
Yeah, this story time on how Elvis broke both of his legs as a kid.
I was only a toddler, but we used to go all out.
A little bit older as a toddler.
We were going all out, yeah. Weren't you on? You were on the. We was in our room, obviously wrestling and stuff.
Yeah. We had bunk beds.
Bunk
at the time.
beds with the ladder.
Yeah.
If you remember those. We had those giant bureaus, tall ones. He was
Yeah.
on the bureau.
I was on the bureau.
I was climbing the ladder all the way to the top.
Yeah, I think what we were thinking was, we're Matt and Jeff Hardy. You was gonna hit the swanton.
I do the leg drop. You do the swanton. I think it was.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, and we were gonna do that onto a pile of freaking pillows and like stuffed animals that we said were like Dudley boys.
It was after, and we had the wrestling titles and stuff too. We always had those.
Yeah,
this was after watching one of those DVDs where it said, "Do not try this at home."
Yeah.
Well, we did. We did it all the time, man. Let's just say when I'm all the way at the top, my leg gets caught. I fall with the ladder.
Yeah.
And there goes my legs. They break. So for months, I had to be carried around because I couldn't even walk.
This
by
kid
my parents.
this kid had the Joe Swanson legs. They were all messed up.
Yeah. And I wasn't even crying or nothing either. It was hilarious.
No, it was.
His mom comes screaming in the room.
Yeah. Mom came screaming into the room.
I'm not even crying.
Yeah. He was laughing.
I was actually laughing, but it was probably adrenaline. It had to be.
It had to be, yeah. Terrifying.
But it was hilarious. And this dude's jumping off. He still ended up jumping off too. Yeah. Didn't get hurt, but he's
yeah, but still crazy. He broke both of his freaking legs trying to do this.
So for a lot of months, luckily when you're a child, you get healed a little faster. But for a lot of months, I had to be carried around.
I still
this homemade little cast where it was basically wrapped around my whole body. It even had a handle.
Yeah,
it looked like a car seat type thing.
No, it was funny though because like you were permanently like
I was stuck like this, I was stuck like this for like 8-9 months probably.
It was so funny, and then it was just like a little opening so they can change your diaper.
Yeah, yeah. So I was Joe Swanson.
Joe Swanson.
But anyways, when we were younger, we were Matt and Jeff. We was The Rock and Kurt Angle. We was everything.
Yeah,
we had the titles, the
Sean
DVDs.
And Triple H.
Sean, we were everything. We had WrestleMania matches.
Oh my god!
With the titles.
Well, here, yeah.
You had your own moments.
Yeah, I had my own moments. Like when I freaking jumped off I jumped down the stairs, thinking I was gonna land on top of my
very steep stairs.
Yeah, and I jumped down off the stairs, thinking it was like a freaking ladder or something, and jumping onto like basically some stuffed animals.
You kind of tripped too while doing it. That's why.
I just jumped and I cracked my head open. Yeah, cracked my head open.
Skull was cracked open.
Skull was cracked open. Another time where I forgot what the heck I did the second time. I may have been stairs again, and I twisted my neck, and I had to get a freaking neck cast, like one of those braces,
like Roderick Strong.
Yeah, no, it's so no. Yeah, don't try this at home. Is basically what we're trying to say.
They always say that, but everybody does.
Everybody
younger.
Does.
If anybody has any other stories like that, you gotta send those stories to us. We wouldn't talk about it.
Let's do that. Yeah, if you guys have any type of stories of you or a cousin or anybody basically as a kid, maybe one of your friends, where you basically fought each other in wrestling as a child, and one of you got injured, or maybe a really funny story happened out of it.
Backyard wrestling.
Yeah,
not even as a child, as a teenager.
As a teenager, it doesn't matter. Yeah, at any age, you can send it to us at backseatwrestlerpod@gmail.com. I promise you, if you do, or you can just send us a DM
on Instagram. Yeah.
DM us on Instagram at Backseat Wrestler Pod, or on TikTok at the Backseat Wrestler Podcast, or you can even just comment it under our YouTube video at the Backseat Wrestler Pod.
Yep.
If you, of course, do any of that, I promise you, we will shout you out and we'll read your story live on here. And
we'll do a story time.
A story time just of like everybody's injuries that everybody has received as a kid. Yeah. And I know damn well there's a lot more stories than that.
Some backyard wrestling.
I just think it'd be really freaking funny to listen to.
We did as teenagers, chairs and stuff as we got older.
Yeah. But again, send it to the Backseat Wrestler Podcast at gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram or on TikTok.
Yeah. You can even send us any type of funny wrestling stories that even if you
if you don't get injured, even if it's just like
times
a funny
you went to
moment.
tell us anything.
Yeah. But let us know. We'll read it here on the story. We'll shout you out. That would be really cool.
That'll be fun.
But anyways, let's get back to the freaking list. Top 5. That was
number 5.
Yeah, go for it.
Was Undertaker versus Triple H, number 3. Okay. A lot of people don't even know they had a first one.
Yeah, WrestleMania 17.
It was WrestleMania 17, but then they had the back-to-back. What was it? WrestleMania 27 and 28, was it?
27, 28.
27, 28.
Yeah, because 29 he faced CM Punk, and 30 he faced Brock.
So first of all, after a close loss the year prior, Undertaker defeated Triple H. That was a hell of a match too.
That was a good match, yeah.
Triple H still wanted revenge for Shawn because obviously Undertaker's the one that retired Shawn. So they went at it again, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. And this match was the back and forth where HHH had many moments. Remember, we all know the iconic moment. Remember Shawn hitting the Sweet Chin music on Undertaker right into the pedigree.
Still kicked out.
And he still kicks out. Shawn gets up in disbelief, holding his face about to cry.
Yeah.
That's one of the most iconic moments where we showed the Undertaker was God.
Yeah.
The Undertaker was God.
Yo, Undertaker was insane during that time.
The Undertaker still kicked out. The Undertaker won in the end with a tombstone.
Yeah.
And sadly, Shawn Michaels had to sadly slow count. He still counted them out.
Yeah. It was
to
still
reach
a hell of a match.
20 and 0. And the match was dubbed End of an Era because it really was.
Yeah, it was.
It's one of the last big matches Triple H ever had. One of the last big matches. Undertaker still had a few after that, but still one of the last few. And then obviously Shawn didn't really wrestle.
Yeah, but we don't talk about the Saudi show.
Yeah, I was going to mention that when we talk about
We don't talk about the Saudi show.
I was going to mention that too later on.
Yeah, hell no.
We all know the iconic image. Them, all three of them, remember, they walked out together. They embraced on the ramp.
Yeah, no,
because it really was the end of an era. Made you cry.
Made you cry.
But that was, other than the Shawn match, that was Undertaker's like closest.
Yeah.
To being defeated, obviously, until you know what happened. But that was when he was.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, but that was his closest right there. That was insane.
No, for sure.
Everybody certainly thought he was going to lose right after the Sweet Chin music and pedigree. I thought that was the moment right there.
I thought that was
because he also got hit with sledgehammers. He got hit with. It was crazy.
We were like, I remember like the pop when that happened. We're like, oh, this is over. This is over. What the
crowd
fuck? He kicked
crazy.
out.
Shawn is in disbelief. Great acting right there.
Yeah, great. But yeah, that was number 5. Number 4, which was honestly an amazing match. It could have been higher, to be honest.
This was the peak.
Yeah. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21. The amount of times Shawn Michaels shows up on his list is insane. Yeah. That's why he's Mr. WrestleMania.
Yep.
But at WrestleMania 21,
WrestleMania goes Hollywood.
Yeah, this was crazy. It was a good build-up too. It started at the Royal Rumble. Shawn basically eliminated Kurt Angle. Kurt got pretty pissed off. He was really petty, so he ended up going back in, eliminating Shawn Michaels, and then beating the crap out of him and putting an ankle lock on him while he was bleeding.
Yeah.
Outside, while everybody in the Royal Rumble was looking around like, what the hell just happened? Yeah, it was a really cool build-up because then after that they started going after each other. At this point, Kurt had all of his accolades already with the 4-time WWE champion.
Yeah,
I think like 2-time IC champ.
Well, this was actually this was during his best run though.
Yeah,
this was the best phase of his WWE career. This was Perk Angle. This was the peak.
No, Perk Angle I think didn't come until TNA. I think.
Oh, he did.
No, it came.
After.
It came at the end of his WWE.
Okay,
run.
Close to the end. You're right.
But anyways,
this was a classic.
Classic. Some spots in the match that I wanted to mention. Angle slam into the steel post.
Yes.
That was crazy. Springboard onto Kurt Angle onto the announce table by Shawn Michaels.
Shawn stole the show every time.
He really did. Kurt catching the Sweet Chin music, reversing it into an ankle lock. Kurt missing a beautiful moonsault because Kurt's moonsault is untouched. So nice.
Oh, yeah. The way he glided in air with the moonsault, I feel like he was in air for 10 seconds.
Kurt Angle hitting an angle slam off of the top rope and freaking Shawn Michaels still kicking out.
That was crazy too.
Yeah. Also, I just wanted to mention one of the best things that came out of this whole feud. I'm just a sexy Kurt. Sexy Kurt.
That shit was so
I'll
stupid.
make your ankle hurt.
They had some funny promos and very serious ones building up to it. That's why it was great.
Yeah. It was like that was the best thing that came out of this whole thing, though. But Kurt ended up picking up the win because he put in an ankle lock, and he kept Shawn kept on trying to flip out of it, and he kept holding on to it. The ankle lock was in for what felt like 5 freaking minutes,
and that shit really hurts. I used to do that.
I remember we used to do it to each other, but we should actually do it. That shit hurts.
So it's crazy. Yeah, so Kurt won in hell of a match. This match stole the card. This was only a mid-card match. There was no title.
Yeah.
There was other matches that were supposed to be better main event.
Yeah.
This was literally a mid-card, but they actually ended up being the named 2005 Pro Wrestling Illustrated Match of the Year.
Yeah, this match was insane.
For a mid-card match. This match was great. And the guy said this was Kurt's best run. This was during his wrestling machine gimmick.
Yeah.
So this was his best run.
Yeah.
He was on fire.
It was crazy.
And then Shawn always put on a show.
Yeah.
Always.
Shawn, it really is Mr. WrestleMania. Like I remember when I was making this list, I was like, holy crap, that's why they call him Mr. WrestleMania.
Somebody's like, oh, it's Roman now because he always made event.
Oh my God, no.
This was amazing. This could have been top 2. But there were so many good matches.
There were so many good matches. I think it's better than the next match we're going to talk about, but in terms of impact, the next one's better.
You have to.
Yeah. So of course, number 3, you can go for it.
Number 3, WrestleMania 17, Stone Cold versus Rock, the second one.
Yeah.
This was their best match.
This was
the main event for the WWF World Wrestling Federation Championship. Rock and Austin rematch from their first since WrestleMania 15.
Yeah.
And it was a great back and forth battle.
Yeah. It didn't have as many funny spots like when freaking Rock picked up the.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
I think that was 15.
But this was a more serious one.
Yeah.
They were obviously two of the top stars in the era, the top two.
It was also like the biggest shift in the wrestling, in the wrestling world.
We had obviously one of the craziest like turns also during the match.
Yeah. So Stone Cold won with the help of Vince McMahon.
Who obviously he hates.
Yeah.
They have the heated rivalry.
Then they shook hands.
Vince McMahon comes out and helps him. Yeah, I remember he gives him the chair and everything.
Yeah.
Stone Cold smashes The Rock, I'm telling you, like 45 times with the chair. The Rock's flopping around when he ever seen he was getting hit, just flopping.
Well, that's why
the last one, boom, and he flops, he's dead.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold pins him and gets up and shakes hands with his arch nemesis, Mr. McMahon, and they holds up his hands with the WWE Championship to win it back because Rock had the title.
Yeah, it was like that
was the biggest.
It was like one of the best executions of a heel turn ever. The outcome wasn't that good, although I'm not going to sit here and say the Stone Cold's heel run wasn't good because I actually enjoyed it. It actually came with a lot of funny moments.
The only thing I didn't like was like they changed his theme and it was terrible.
I like this
during his heel run. I don't know. It was literally like a generic Rock beat with a little bit of.
He already had it. He already had it, and at this WrestleMania.
Because some people might be confused. It's not the one where it had the rock and rolls like.
Yeah,
that was actually great. That's actually really underrated. That one was underrated.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know if it only lasted a little bit. It was literally like a generic Rock theme. It was kind of trash.
It was good.
But his heel run was great, though. It was funny.
Yeah, I got some spots I wanted to call out for that. So Stone Cold hitting Rock with the ring bell.
Yes.
Vice versa, Rock hit Stone Cold with the ring bell. Both getting sharpshooters in on each other. It was a great callback to Brett versus Stone Cold. Yeah, that was really cool. Rock hitting the stunner on Austin. Austin hitting the rock bottom on Rock.
Yeah, they just kept going back and forth, man. That shit was crazy.
Vince pulling Rock off of Austin when he was about to win. Rock overselling for Stone Cold would always be freaking funny.
Especially with the chair shots. He was flopping. But obviously with he was the best one to sell the stunner, obviously.
Yeah, your boy picked himself up and threw himself
against the ropes, and then he flops to the ground.
But in this match, actually, Stone Cold oversold for Rock as well.
Especially with the...
It was great.
Well, those were like some hard, like rock bottoms. His head bounced off the cage, holding onto his head.
No, but I'm talking about just like punches. Like Rock, Stone Cold was like flopping around the ring, so it was really funny.
They always had the best rivalry.
Also, the Rock's stupid ass fucking like look at the hand back and then hit was always so freaking funny. Iconic, yeah. But this was crazy. It was a huge turning point. This was the second of three matches.
Second of three, but this was
WrestleMania.
The two top stars in the company. This was the money draw. This was everything.
Yeah.
And this was one of the best WrestleManias of all time.
Yeah.
Top three, for sure. WrestleMania 17 was freaking awesome.
I would say that, yeah. No, yeah, I would definitely
You can probably do another list like that of the best WrestleManias, but WrestleMania 17 could probably, a lot of people have it at one. It was freaking great.
It was a great WrestleMania, for sure. Yeah, let's go to number 2. Actually, yeah, let's get into our number 2. Okay, number 2 on the list of our top 10 favorite WrestleMania matches of all time, not wrestling matches.
Yeah, you said it was a pretty easy list, but it was actually really hard.
I thought it was pretty easy.
I mean, I did it fast.
Yeah.
But then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking of so many matches that could have been on it. But again, this is it.
Yeah. Of course, number 2, you can't go wrong with this at number 2. Or it could have been number 1. Depends on
could have been number 1. Who you
depends on the day. But of course, Bret, the Hitman Hart, has to be on this list. He could have been on this list like 2-3 times, to be honest. Like him versus Owen was nice.
Him versus Shawn,
yeah. But anyways, Bret versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13 was the iconic thing that made Stone Cold what he is known as now, the freaking
this
badass.
Put Stone Cold on the map.
It really did. Yeah, this match was crazy.
Submission match.
Yeah, great submission match. This was still like Stone Cold. This is after he started developing into what he
was
is.
The villain, though. He was a big villain there.
But
Bret was the baby face.
Yeah. Of course, Bret being like the family man, blah blah blah, and then Stone Cold being the loudmouth bastard who doesn't give a shit.
WWE during that time was never like this. Was before the Attitude Era.
Yeah,
there's still that gimmicky,
sort of like the start
mid '90s. Yeah, this match is what started it.
Yeah,
and then that's what also brought Stone Cold
superstardom. Yeah. So of course, this match, the most iconic thing about it was the ending. The ending with Stone Cold Steve Austin being battered, bloodied up, being put in the sharpshooter, and being so much of a badass that he doesn't even freaking tap.
Would not quit.
He doesn't
Ken
tap.
Shamrock was the guest referee too during this too.
I forgot about
Ken
that.
Shamrock
No
was
joke.
this was before he was wrestling.
Yeah.
And then after that, he became wrestler, but he was just jacked up referee.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stone Cold was
He was a heel
sharpshooter
at first.
for a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
He was a villain during this time.
Yeah.
Because nobody talked like that during that time again.
Yeah. But this
But it was
like you were
great.
saying.
Look, this was why at the end you'll see why. But yeah, he never quits. He passes out, and Ken Shamrock calls it off. Bret Hart held on to the hold, so Ken picked him up and threw him off of him and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Bret Hart walked away, but he left the fans booing him.
No, but he also hit like Stone Cold a couple times after the match. Yeah.
He threw him off from him. He hit like a suplex.
Yeah.
Ken Shamrock hit a suplex on him, and he left.
Yeah,
he left the fans booing him, which heel turn. And at the same time, when Stone Cold woke up, he got his name chanted in a standing ovation.
Yeah.
So this was probably the best double turn in history. Even in the loss, everybody says it too. Bret Hart really put Stone Cold over.
No, for sure.
He won the match, but he put Stone Cold over because this is what brought him to superstardom, and people loved Stone Cold right after this match.
This is like the match I like to point to when people say like you can't put somebody over by losing. It's like, no, look at this match. This is like the best way to do it. Like the best outcome of that is this. Like this literally put like the Attitude Era into what it was. And
started it,
yeah.
One of the best eras of all time.
And Stone Cold was just a freaking megastar after this match.
And Bret Hart was already a megastar during it.
If you haven't watched this match because you think it's just old and you don't think you're going to like it, this match still lives up to being like one of the best matches of all time.
This was mid-90s. This is right before the Attitude Era. This started it. After this is when all that gimmicky stuff started going away.
Yeah, thank God.
And they went crazy.
Repo Man.
They went crazy. Obviously, this Monday Night Wars, this led to all that.
Yeah.
So shout out to Bret and Stone Cold. They put it on the map, basically.
They did. They really did. But yeah, that match was fantastic. That's why it's on number 2.
Bret Hart, like you said, he could have been in it a couple times too.
Yeah.
That dude was a beast.
But number 1, without a freaking shadow of a doubt.
Who debates this?
Yeah, who else is it going to be? It's going to be Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25 and 26.
The number, if strictly match, the number 1 is the WrestleMania 25 Shawn versus. But we're including both because they were both top 5.
Yeah,
that's how great the matches were. So you wanted to talk about 25 first, right?
Yeah, let's talk about 25. 25, of course, the greatest WWE match ever, I think.
In our opinion and in many people's opinion.
Yeah.
About 59%. It's literally like 60,
I remember watching
70%.
it live, and it's like just being astounded by what the heck was happening. We were kids.
We were sitting on the floor.
I was like 11, but it was still crazy.
Yeah, I was 8. Yeah. I was 8 and a half. We were 11. We were sitting on the floor. And then we had everybody was watching it there too.
Yeah, they're all
our uncles and dad was watching it.
Even they were into this match.
And they're not too much of it. They watched it and they was
this match was insane.
Yeah, one of my uncles, he was actually a Shawn Michaels fan and Undertaker fan too.
Yeah.
So that's why he watched it.
No, this match was insane.
Stole the show.
Yeah, so many freaking spots. Shawn Michaels hitting the Sweet Chin Music like 3-4 times. Undertaker still kicking out. Undertaker hitting the last ride. Freaking Shawn kicking out, Undertaker doing his iconic dive and killing the freaking cameraman.
So he did his signature dive over the rope.
Yeah.
Shawn pulls the cameraman. Undertaker lands head first onto the cameraman. Possibly concussion, which he probably did.
He was concussed. He said it.
Didn't matter. He still put on the banger as he got up, but that was insane. That was a real spot right there. That was crazy.
Yeah. No, that was insane spot in this match.
It was the other one because I was gonna say when Shawn did the moonsault outside the ring onto the table. That was actually the 26.
Yeah, that was 26.
But this was insane.
In the 25, the ending was Shawn Michaels hitting a moonsault and Undertaker catching him and then doing a tombstone power driver.
Pins him 17-0. One of the closest anybody's ever gotten to beating the Undertaker other than his losses. This was because this was the height of the streak.
It was.
And nobody, Shawn, this is Mr. WrestleMania.
Well, not only that, but think about the entrance. The entrance was freaking Shawn Michaels coming down from the heavens.
Wait, was that not?
That was 25.
That was 25. Okay.
Yeah. So Undertaker Shawn Michaels came down from the heavens as an angel. This was 25.
Right.
Yeah, and then Undertaker rose up from hell, like he came up from under the arena. It was freaking awesome.
The build up, first of all, and then the actual match itself.
Yeah, 5 stars.
5. And for some reason, I think that freaking hater Dave Meltzer gave it 4.5 or something. I believe.
I think it was 4.5.
But hater.
Yeah,
that's a 10-star match.
Yeah, and I think the only reason he gave it that was because of the Undertaker landing on his head, I
think that was better that it happened like that.
Yeah,
because it was a real spot.
Yeah, but then again, that match leads to the second match, and the reason why that happens is because that match wins the Slammies, like WWE's version of Match of the Year, and Shawn says, "I can beat you."
Remember, he comes out there in Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
he comes out from under, and Sweet Chin Music's Undertaker causes him to lose.
Yeah,
it stares him down. That built up the feud again, right there.
Exactly.
Shawn puts his career on the line.
He says, "If I can't beat you, there's no reason for me to
career
continue."
versus streak match. It was billed as.
Yeah.
And this was another top 5 match of all time. Maybe
in WWE.
In WWE.
Yeah, in WWE. But still, iconic match as well. Like, obviously, this one's a little bit more iconic because it was Shawn Michaels' last match in WWE ever. Because, as I said, the Saudi match never happened. I don't freaking care.
In terms of the actual wrestling, number 1 was better.
Yeah, the first match, 25.
The first match was better. But in terms of the storyline, this was everything.
Yeah, this was insane.
It had all the crazy moments. Like I said, Undertaker was on the announce table. Shawn does his springboard moonsault. I think Undertaker moved. Yeah. And Shawn Michaels slams his abdomen hard on the table. Yeah. Table breaks. He's holding his thing.
I think it hurt. I was thinking about
Undertaker successfully did his dive. Yeah. Successfully did his dive. This had a lot of crazy moments.
So many crazy moments. You can't even think of all of them because it's just so insane. Yeah. You have to go back and watch.
I remember they were both chest is record. They were doing a lot of chops and crazy stuff too. Yeah. Remember the crazy ending where Shawn is on his knees, like out of it basically.
Yeah.
And he tells Undertaker basically finish me off,
smacks
basically, and smacks the shit out of him. Undertaker gets up with angry jumping tombstone. Remember? Yeah. Jump in the air, boom.
Over.
Pinned him. Very sad moment, but very great. 18-0.
Oh
that shit is ridiculous.
It's literally one of the best matches WWE has ever put.
And then the legendary career of Mr. WrestleMania before the BS match he had at Crown Jewel 2018. Nobody cares about that. This was Shawn Michaels' last match. And even in his last match, 20-some years in the business, and even his last match, he put on one of the best matches of all time.
Yeah, for real.
This dude was the ultimate wrestler.
Yeah, he really was.
In terms of character, everything. And then wrestling, that shit was crazy.
I think there was another year that we kind of left out too. That it was good. It wasn't like top 10 at all, but I think it was Shawn versus Chris Jericho, and that was another great match.
Oh yeah. And then Chris Jericho kicks him in the balls in the end.
Yeah, that's another iconic match.
I'm telling you, every WrestleMania match he's had, this dude wins or lost. Remember, because obviously you mentioned the one with John Cena and stuff.
Yeah, Shawn versus Razor Ramon in the first ever ladder match.
Oh yeah, and it was the Intercontinental Championship, right?
Yeah.
And the first ever ladder match. That's actually iconic. That
could have been on this list. A great match.
That introduced the ladder match. So that could have been on this list just for impact also.
Exactly.
This dude, Mr. WrestleMania is perfect. And Undertaker could be Mr. WrestleMania also technically, but Shawn Michaels stole the show every time.
Every time.
Mid-card or not.
But yeah, that's basically our top 10 list for the top 10 WrestleMania matches of all time. Of course, as we get closer to WrestleMania season, we'll start posting more stuff like this. Eventually, we're definitely going to do a top 10 worst WrestleMania matches of all time.
You already mentioned one of them.
Yeah.
But also, remember, didn't we do a list of best wrestlers of all time? Mm. After looking at this list, I can easily say.
Well, no, we did current wrestlers.
Okay, no.
Yeah, we didn't do
because Shawn could be number 1. Shawn has a legit argument for number 1.
No, he definitely
obviously does the Undertaker, but Shawn has a legit.
Yeah,
because he stole the show every time.
Yeah. No, I agree. I 100% agree. But yeah, thank you again for, of course, watching or listening. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, etc. We're listed on everything.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Follow us. Yeah. IG. Everything.
IG. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe as always. Again, we really appreciate the support that we've been getting. We love you guys so much. Hopefully, of course, we're going to continue to grow. Make
2024. Big 2024.
Big 2024 for sure.
With the help of you guys. So
yeah, for sure.
Let's do it.
Let's do that. We're going to get out of here because, of course, we just filmed 2 freaking episodes. We're tired. Again, next week we'll have an actual – well, yeah, no, I'm saying next week we're going to have an actual review of the week of wrestling. Unfortunately, I'm not here right now. I'm actually in Canada. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We love you guys. Peace.